Good morning, dear students. I miss you all. I hope you are fine. Today we are going to discuss two topics, vocabulary and poetry. Let's start with the vocal. We are going to discuss Unit 6, Living History. In this unit, we are going to know something about King Tut's family secrets and the main cause of his death. You have to open your books page 70 and 71. You will find the text. You have to read it carefully. And after reading the text carefully, we have some vocab words that we have to discuss. From paragraph 1 to paragraph 7, we have some words included in the text. Build, depiction, direction, identity, infection. What's the meaning of these words before we go through the exercise? Build is the shape and the size of your body. The shape and the size of your body. Depiction, it's a picture of something. A picture of something. Direction, when someone guides you or directs you, okay? Identity, it's your personality, your character. And then infection, it's an illness or disease like coronavirus or COVID-19. It's an infection, okay? Let's go through the exercise and put the proper word in its appropriate place. Number 1, A is a picture of something. We said that it's depiction. Sorry. It's depiction. So a depiction is a picture of something. If someone is under your supervision, your guidance, your direction, you tell him or her what to do. You guide him. You direct him, okay? A space is an illness caused by bacteria or a virus and which affects a part of the body. So it is an infection. Number 4, your space is who or what you are. Your identity. Number 5, your space is the best shape and size of your body. The best shape and size of your body. So it is build. So again, depiction, a picture of something. Direction means that you are under the supervision of someone who is older than you. Number 3, infection, a disease or an illness. Number 4, identity, your personality, your character, okay? Number 5, build, the shape and the size of your body. How do you look like, okay? Then we're going to go through some confusables. Some words sometimes puzzle us, okay? They confuse us because they are so near or close in meaning to each other. Okay? Now let's discuss the meaning of these words first, then we go through the exercise. We said that depiction is a picture of something. What about revolution? Now revolution is time when there is a violent change of a political system, like the 25th of January revolution and 30th of June revolution. Then concept, what does the word concept mean? An idea of how something is. An idea of how something is. What about plot? A secret plan to do something wrong. Mainly, plot is something bad. You plot against somebody or something, so you tend to do something wrong. Then we have objective and subjective. Objective, considering only facts without considering your own feelings, okay? Totally practical. You do not involve your feelings in thinking. Subjective is the opposite. It is based on your personal feelings and your own opinions, okay? Then we come to historical and historian. Historical, part of history, a part of history. Historian, somebody who studies history or who writes about history. It's the person. Then we have autobiography and biography. Autobiography, a book you write yourself about your life, your own life, okay? Now biography, a book someone writes about someone else's life, okay? Then number 6, we have authentic and artificial. Authentic means real, true. Artificial is the opposite, not natural but man-made. It's man-made. Let's go through the exercise. The Russian depiction or revolution in 1917 left hundreds of people dead, injured, or homeless. So here it is the revolution, the Russian Revolution. Number 2, the concept or plot to blow up the houses of the parliament failed and Guy Fawkes was hanged for his crimes. So it is the plot because he did something wrong. Students of history must be objective or subjective when doing research and writing papers. They have to be objective. They do not have to judge by their own feelings. Sherlock Holmes is not a historical or historian detective. He is a fictional character. So he is not a historical detective. An adjective followed by a noun. He wants to write an autobiography or biography of Nelson Mandela. So here it is biography because he is going to write about someone else, not about himself. Is this really an authentic or artificial sculpture of Michelangelo's? Authentic, the real one. Okay? After this, we're going to discuss some phrasal verbs. What is meant by phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is a verb followed by a preposition. So we call it phrasal verbs. Now, we have some phrasal verbs here: set off, set up, take over, dig up, put off, and die out. What's the meaning of these phrasal verbs before we go through the exercise? Now, set off means to start. Set off means to start a journey. Okay? Set up means prepare equipment or a tool for use. Number 3, take over, begin to have control or responsibility of something. Dig up, remove something from the ground. Put off means to discourage somebody, Die out, become extinct or disappear. Now, let's match these phrasal verbs with their meanings. Set off, we said, means start a journey. So it is E, start a journey. Set up, we said that set up means prepare an equipment or a tool for using. So it will be C, prepare equipment for use. Take over, to be responsible for, to take the responsibility. So it is D, to have control or responsibility for something. Then dig up, to remove from the ground. So it is B, remove something from the ground that was buried. Okay? Put off, we said, means discourage. When you discourage someone, okay? You tell him that he cannot do this or he is not able to do this. And you keep telling him this, you discourage him. Die out means to disappear or extinct, okay? So, set off, E, set up, C, take over, D, dig up, B, and put off, F, and die out, A. Then we are going to use these phrasal verbs in some sentences, okay, to explain their meanings more. Some scientists say that the human race will, if a comet hits the Earth, it will disappear, so it will die out, okay? Somebody else will have to space the museum after the manager quits. Someone else must be in charge, must be responsible, so it will be take over. The technicians space the computers at the excavation site. They started to make it set up, okay, to make it work. We spaced on our tour around the Acropolis early on Saturday morning. We started the journey, set off. The many difficulties the archaeologist faced discouraged him, so put him off the project. Did they space this ancient Greek pot in your granddad's field? Did they dig up? Yani they found it buried in the field, under the ground, okay? Now, we went through the vocabulary. I hope that you all understood every single word, the confusables, the phrasal verbs, and the vocabulary. Now, our second topic for today, as we said, is poetry. Now, we have a poem called The Little Black boy. It is written by William Blake, an English poet. Now, from the title, what can you observe or what can you deduct? It talks about a small boy, a little one, and his skin is black. So he's an African boy. William Blake here imagined himself as a black boy, and he is talking with his mother. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas. The first stanza, the black boy is talking. My mother bore me in the southern wild, and I'm black, but oh, my soul is white. White as an angel is the English child, but I am black as if bereaved of light. Now, let's discuss the meaning of some words here in the first stanza. Now, bore means give birth. His mother gave birth to him, okay? Soul means spirit, my inner feelings, okay? Bereaved, sad, because you are deprived of something, you missed something, okay? So in the first stanza, the African boy is talking about that his mother gave birth to him in the wild nature, where nature in the south, where nature is untamed, uncontrolled. It's rough and cruel, okay? Yes, he is black, but he feels that his spirit and his feelings are white. Then he compares himself to the English child. He says that the English child is like an angel, and that he is sad because he is dark and black, because he was deprived of being white and being like an angel, like the English child. Then he goes to the second stanza. My mother told me underneath a tree, and sitting down before the heat of day, she took me on her lap and kissed me, and pointing to the east began to say. In the second stanza, he is talking about the conversation between himself and his mother. He says that he remembers when his mother took him out one day to the hot sun and sat under a shade of a tree, and then she pointed towards the east where the sun rises and begins to tell him a story. Now the mother felt that her son is sad, so she decided to teach him a lesson and tells him a story. She told him, we are put on earth a little space that we may learn to bear the beams of love. And these black bodies and this sunburned face is but a cloud and like a shady grove. Okay? In the third stanza, the mother explains that people live on earth for only a short time. We are going all to die. Nobody will live forever. Okay? So we should learn to carry love in our hearts, whether we are black or white. It doesn't matter what the color of our skin is. Okay? The mother tells her son that black people are able of showing love and mercy to others, and that their black bodies do not prevent love from moving into their hearts, exactly like the clouds or the group of trees cannot prevent the sunlight to reach the earth. Okay? Now, grove is a group of trees planted together beside each other's. For when our souls have learned the heat to bear, the cloud will vanish. We shall hear his voice, saying, come out from the grove, my love and care, and round my golden tent like lambs rejoice. In the fourth stanza, the boy's mother says that the color of their dark skin won't matter anymore later after their death. As after their death, they will be rewarded by God. God will reward them as they endured all the unpleasant things in life. After death, God will call for them, for all these black people, to a beautiful golden tent in heaven, okay, in paradise. They will be asked to come to a wonderful place where everyone will be happy like young innocent lambs. Rejoice means happiness. They will be happy like the young lambs in paradise in heaven after death, because God will reward them as they endured and they carried love in their hearts no matter what color their skin is. Now let's discuss the figures of the speech, or the literary terms as we call it. In the first stanza we have contrast. And I am black, but oh, my soul is white. The contrast between black and white, okay? Do you remember what's the function of the contrast? It emphasizes the meaning and make it more clear. We also have simile. White as an angel is the English child. An English child is compared to a white angel, as if he is like a white angel. The rhyme scheme of this stanza is AB, AB. Then, in the second stanza, we have alliteration. As you remember, the same letter with the same sound on the same line. My mother told me underneath a tree. The constant letter M is repeated in my mother and me. It gives music to the lines. The rhyme scheme here is CD, CD. Then in the third stanza, again, we have simile. And these black bodies and this sunburned face is but a cloud and like a shady grove. The face is compared to a shady place. In the fourth, also we have alliteration in the third stanza, that we may learn to bear the beams of love. The constant sound B is repeated in bear and beams, again to give music to the lines. The rhyme scheme here is EF, EF. In the fourth stanza we have personification. What is personification? When you get something like an object and make it human. So this is, we call it personification. For when our souls have learned the heat to bear. The soul is described like a human being that is affected by heat. We have also simile, and round my golden tent like lambs rejoice. The happiness of people after death is compared to the happiness of the young lambs. The rhyme scheme here is GH, GH. The main idea, what do you think the main idea of this poem? What did you learn? What did you observe after discussing this poem? Are we evaluated according to the color of our skins? Or how do we look like, whether we are beautiful or not? No. God is going to evaluate us and reward us or punish us according to our deeds and actions. According to our deeds and actions. Whether we are doing good or we are doing evil. So, the main idea is that there is no difference between the black people and the white people, as they both have kind souls and they both live for the same reason, that they have to worship God, thank God, and do good deeds and avoid the evil or the bad ones. I hope you enjoyed the poem. It's a very interesting one and it has an important message. I hope that we all learn about it.